What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers are going to the quarterfinals and going to play the San Antonio Spurs. Now, the San Antonio Spurs, look, they have been very good this year, despite Wemby being out, De'Aaron Fox earlier in the season, right? They are having a very good season. Very good, young, versatile, talented team. But I believe that the Lakers will beat the San Antonio Spurs in that in-season tournament game. Now, we're like, almost 2 weeks away. It's, I believe, on the 10th, December 10th is when they actually play. So they have games in between that time. But the first kind of round, OKC versus the Phoenix Suns, and then the Lakers versus the San Antonio Spurs. Now, reason I want to talk about this, bring this up, is because I think, we obviously don't know, anything can happen, but I think the Lakers will beat the San Antonio Spurs. And then I do think the Thunder will beat the Suns. However, I will say the Suns almost beat them in that first in-season tournament game, and now we're going to get to play them again. So, but I do think OKC wins. I personally want OKC to win. I want OKC to win and play the Lakers, and I want the Lakers to win and beat San Antonio and play the Thunder for several reasons. Obviously, one, you beat the best team, you win the in-season, and then you go and win the in-season tournament. I think the Lakers beat whoever comes out the East. My opinion, could be wrong. We'll see. But the biggest reason I want to see the Thunder is we'd get an extra game against the Thunder. And that is something that I think has some value on a potential playoff match, right? So like we saw, it was 2 seasons ago, where we played the Phoenix Suns like 7 times, like literally, like we played them in their regular 4 games, and we played them in the in-season tournament matchup. So to me, I would like to see the Lakers go up against the Oklahoma City Thunder because I want as many looks as possible. Obviously, it'd be great to beat them in a playoff atmosphere, playoff type of game. We handle business, we get the job done against OKC, then that just gives us that confidence boost. It gives us that, like, hey, look, we can beat OKC. Yes, it's 1 game, right? Like, so I don't think it's something where it's like, oh my God, OKC's cooked, crown the Lakers the NBA champions. No, nothing like that. But I do think this would be a higher stakes game. This would be a more competitive game, or it should be, right? And again, this would just give the Lakers at least another look. And if you win, then obviously that, it benefits the narrative, right? The other side of things, though, too, that I think is worth noting is even if the Lakers lose, like let's say we lose to the Thunder, you want to get as many looks at that team as possible. You want to get as good of a feel to kind of figure out. So, you lost to them once in dominant fashion. I mean, you got smoked, right? For being honest, which sucks. It's unfortunate, but it happens, right? 1 game, Lakers should have beaten OKC twice back to back, but they had to eject Luka Doncic in order to give them a chance to win that game. So again, 1 game, I'm not going to look at it and like, oh my God, Chicken Little sky is falling. Even if the Lakers lose the in-season tournament game. But again, you see them in that game. Now what happens is you get to go and see them several more times. Again, it gives you that look at the, what is and what we've seen as a playoff environment. We have seen the in-season tournament, right? However you feel about it. I was somebody that was skeptical when it was first announced. It's kind of like, how serious, like, our team's going to really buy into this? I did say if they do buy into it, I do think that there's potential, and I do think at some point this is going to be like a really big thing. But will it happen immediately? And it did, right? I mean, teams took it serious. It was playoff basketball. It's been great, right? We've seen, even this season, a lot of those in-season tournament games are a lot more competitive, a lot better basketball. I've seen people kind of push back, why does anybody care? I've seen people argue that it's boring, and it's like, a regular Tuesday game is more boring than an in-season tournament game because those teams are actually competitive. They're trying to win. They're trying to run up the score, right? Like you get the style points and stuff, right? So to me, I think it's good. I actually really like it. I think we have seen some real competitive basketball. I think we've seen teams actively try to win it. Now, is it to the level of the NBA Finals? No, right? Like, I'd rather have the Larry O'Brien than the, Emirates Cup, right? Like, that's just me. And we've also seen teams, like, players will sit, but if it was a playoff game, they would have played, right? So you do get the atmosphere when the games are being played, but you do have kind of like teams aren't as adamant about winning it as they would be in NBA Finals. And I do think at some point there will be those talks and comparisons, right? So like say Luka and SGA, just example, right? It might be 5 years, it might be 10 years, it might be 20 years from now. Who knows? Obviously those two won't be in the league, but I'm just using them for namesake. If those two guys, say SGA goes on and wins 5 NBA Finals, but only 1 Emirate Cup, right? And say Luka and the Lakers go and win 3 NBA Finals, but he wins 3 NBA Cups, right? Or say 4 NBA Cups, right? I think at some point you're going to have that kind of like what you see like with like Jordan and LeBron. Well, Jordan has, the MVPs and the defensive players and all that stuff. Like it's just another thing that people, so I think you're going to have like, again, just using SGA and Luka for namesake, I think you're going to have a point, right? Where it's like, yeah, well, SGA has 5 NBA championships and 1 in-season tournament, but Luka has 3 NBA championships and 4 or 5, time. So Luka actually has more overall championships than I think you'll have that kind of argument. Will it ever get to the point of like Emirate Cups are equal? Like what is the exchange rate, right? Like, is it 2 for 1? Is it 3 for 1? Is it like, well, he has 3 NBA Finals, but no cups. But Luka has 6 cups and 2 NBA Finals, right? So it's like, oh, well, Luka's 1 more, right? Like, I'm curious to see how that plays out. Some people are going to be like, oh, it'll never be that. People said that about Defensive Player of the Years. People said that about, the MVPs, all that stuff before. There was a time when we didn't have a lot of these accolades and awards and stuff that we do now. But get back on track, right? The Lakers, I do think, and I do believe, will get a lot of value out of playing against OKC in a game where both teams are, because at that point, whoever wins goes to the championship and then, plays. So to me, I'm hopeful that the Lakers really look at this and are able to kind of buckle down, try some different things. You have a healthy LeBron. I said it in the last game. LeBron changes that matchup a lot. Because LeBron James, OKC has guys that can match up to Austin Reeves. And we've seen Austin Reeves have struggled against on-ball pressure and athleticism, right? So OKC, especially the way that the league lets them defend, they can get into Austin Reeves' chest. They can get into Austin Reeves' jersey and really kind of bump him and push him and, be physical with him. Like Luka Doncic, yes, he has size, but he's not hyper athletic, exposed. He's not he's strong, he can bully, but LeBron they don't have anybody that can bother LeBron. They're all too small. Stop, right? You're not going to be able to keep up with LeBron. So we saw in that first OKC game where Austin Reeves and Luka had a hard time with the ball pressure. Especially Austin Reeves had some hard time with the ball pressure. Well, when you have LeBron, right, you could just give the ball to LeBron and let LeBron bring the ball up and get you in your action, right? So now it's okay, well, now how are you going to pressure LeBron? On top of his scoring, his rebounding, his defense, his size, his, everything that he brings. So he alone, I'm not saying that the Lakers would have necessarily won that last game. That was just a bad game, period. But I do think it would have been a lot closer. I don't think it would have been as good old-fashioned behind the barn whooping as it was. I think the Lakers would have been more, kind of in that game to where maybe they would have had a chance. But, I want the matchup, right? It's one thing to play each other in the regular season, and I know some people are going to argue like, no, this is looked at as a playoff game. It's reffed as a playoff game. It is, these players play it like it's a playoff game. Whether you're somebody that thinks that it is or not, or counts it or not, I care about the atmosphere and environment. And again, it's one game. So even if Lakers could beat OKC by 40, like that doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, that's it. See this, like, of course I'm going to talk my mess because Laker channel, Laker fan, right? I'm going to be chirping for sure. But in reality, even if the Lakers win, I don't think it's like the be all end all. And even if the Lakers lose, I don't think it's the be all end all. But I do think it's a good kind of test to where you can get information and data and kind of a feel on how this would all look, how this would all shape up based on, a playoff environment, right? A playoff level setting. I think that that could be very good for the Lakers. So fingers crossed, Lakers beat the Sun or the Spurs, and then the Thunder beat the Suns, and then we get that Thunder Lakers head-to-head matchup, and then winners go on to win. And then at that point, Lakers better win the immediate. If they beat OKC and then lose to I don't even know who's in it on the Eastern side, but Toronto, I think Toronto's undefeated in the cup, and they lose to Toronto, I'm gonna be furious, right? Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, if they lose to OKC, fine. But if they beat OKC and then lose in the championship, I'm gonna be furious, especially because you got to play that extra game, right? Like, I don't want to play that extra game to lose, right? But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.